I gotta say, it's nice seeing all the boys from the old Motivate Trust still playing. You know, like you got Jackie on Bleed, and you've got Q on Talon, and the rest of them are basically here. You know, they're all still here.
You forgot Masaros. Masaros is on SMG, right?
I could never forget about Masaros. How dare you?
But you did. You did.
I'd never.
You can't. No take backsies, Mike.
It's D-Ward, Cox. Where's the sentry, boys? Here comes Scam, but the sentries are on cooldown. Oh no. Oh, Scammy had the Iron Branch instead of the sentries in the bag. Amateur mistake. What can you do? Get it together, Scam.
But they didn't commit the sentry, so they just waste the vision anyway. It's like Fearless just instantly went for the D ward. I don't think they even spotted him until he started attacking their own ward. We'll have another ward mid, so it's a lot of commitment just to ensure this mid lane holds steady. Getting ready for a bit of aggression here. Allnet probably doesn't want to play tag here.
No, I don't think he does. But he may think about it. He may think nobody's around. We'll see. Allnet, are you going to go for the bounty? No. He will back off. Very good. 2-for-2 trade on the bounties, I believe. No, it might be a 3-for-1, in fact, because KMP was able to take one from the bottom. Does abuse the Stormhammer against Narman, who did not go for Magic Missile, naturally. And that way, he was able to get a bit of an advantage for his team. See how the laning stage goes, though. Like, this Wave of Terror build on Venge is so obnoxious to have to play against. It's really just disgusting. We'll see if the Sven can deal with the Dawnbreaker Venge lane here in the off lane, because it is a very hard lane to go up against right now.
That it is. It's pretty painful, and that Wave of Terror will be pretty relevant even as the game goes on. Like, taking away ad damage on a Sven who relies on a lot of ad damage with God Strength is massive. It just takes away so much of your output. I would say, though, you still tend to go like a 3-2 build on Venge just because the efficiency of Magic Missile is pretty damn high. And it is just really good stun control setup. Just makes it so worthwhile, because level 3, 270 damage for 100 mana, it's hard to beat that in terms of efficiency. So pretty sure that's what we'll see out from Narman. The first few levels shouldn't be too bad. You are already seeing Leonak just harass out. Up top, a lot more aggressive action coming out with the trades. Allnet and Skem on that Slark and Disruptor up against BB and Boomboy on the DP and the Dark Willow. This one could be a little bit awkward for Allnet. It's a little bit harder. He's going to need the Dark packed up to really feel safe. But you don't generally want to level that too hard. You kind of really want your Essence Shift to trade, but trading with the DP just feels impossible for most melee cores here.
That it does. See what Allnet does do to try and contest here. I mean, you do at least have Skem with the glimpse, though he doesn't have it right now, and he might need it right now, because Allnet is getting double rooted. Level 1, no pounce available, could not get away. Good abuse by UDV right before the level 2 mark of the Slark.
And this is really the lane that needs to win out hard for UDV. It's their strongest lane. They are getting aggressed down bot, though.
Yeah, Leonak, he might just barely survive, but no, the Blood Grenade. It ticks him out just enough. So they do find a bit of a trade here down at bottom, but top lane, here we go again. BB now the one going down, as Skem's able to take a kill. Glimpse back. They'll have Boomboy, though he will go into the Shadow Realm, but Allnet wants to go for the chase. No pounce available. Glimpse up in 15, so they will not be able to continue. But the BB kill's obviously much better.
Yeah, it helps Allnet catch up after that early death, and helps him, rack up a little bit on that permanent agi. One is pretty nice to have, just a little bit of a bonus. The mid lane, which we haven't gotten to talk too much about, has been going pretty smoothly here for Fearless, all things considered. Like, you do have a lot of denies on Cox, but Fearless isn't held back from farming. So he's managing to dance around this enchant build coming out from Cox. He's relying a little bit more on the Aftershock here as well, leveling that to 2. And Fearless, as long as he can ride into 6 without too much of a threat, should be feeling pretty happy. As long as Cox isn't harassing him with the enchant right clicks, then he has enough with the shield crash to just constantly play with the waves.
Yeah, that he does. That he certainly does. KMP having a pretty damn good time anyway on the Sven. 18-0 on the Sven. It's not really struggling as much as I would have quite expected. That mid lane as well, John, I've got to say, has not been as one-sided as we would have expected between Cox and Fearless. I thought Fearless would have a much harder time, but for now he's doing pretty well. Like he is a little bit ahead, a little bit behind his bottom lane. KNP. Oh, he's gonna survive.
We're just going over that mid. Like the matchup is very stable. Fearless is dancing around. There's a lot of reliance here on Cox for the enchant totem. And every single time, Fearless usually is on point but swashing away and still getting some harass off. And as long as Cox can't get the right click with the enchant onto the Pango shield, then he can trade. The denies are starting to get a little bit oppressive, but as long as Fearless hits 6 at roughly the same time as the Shaker, you're pretty happy here. You can start to think about those sideline rotations coming in. I think the one concern, though, is up down bot. KNP has to respect that chain stun.
So much damage. Like with the level 2 Celestial Hammer just hurts so much. Especially when you can lock him down in the fire. Narman has another magic missile. He'll throw it out, and KNP is gone. You can do it from a mile away. That's the thing. Like, it doesn't matter how close they are. They'll get you if they land that initial stun, and that they will.
Yeah, it's really down to Leonak to hold him back. He's got to be able to find a good spot, just constantly try to right-click them down with glaives, get the Arcane Curse going. Because that is one shortcoming of this duo. There isn't much mana to go around after a couple of whiff spells, especially with a Silencer on top. So Leonak has to relieve that pressure somehow. Can't afford to really leave KNP alone to stand that lane. The top lane for Geek Fam also going relatively smoothly. Still a better time for KNP overall. But Allnet's not struggling too badly, although you are getting quite a fair bit with BB. So the early timings on this DP is going to line up quite nicely. And that should allow them to start pressuring for a push. Once the objectives melt, that could be where pressure comes in.
He may have gone too far. Allnet not actually going to go for the chase, though, the Spirit Siphon. Oh, no, he does jump back in. Maybe a little bit early. Allnet, though, believing he can get it done, and does. Very, very nice. BB, you do at least have Skem going down, so that is one positive, but losing the Death Prophet a second time like that is not going to feel very nice.
No, certainly not. Solo EXP coming out there as well with how far apart these fights were breaking out. So Allnet gets to build up a little bit more on that Slark. You also start to isolate KNP once more with that gate movement coming out there from Leonak. So if Geek Fam were ready, they could have made a play there.
Won't be able to get the rune now in a spot of danger. We'll be okay, though. Don't have the Fisher yet from Cox to try and lock him down from long range. Does have the Echo up now as the Earthshaker, so Fearless does have to be a lot more cautious about how close he plays to the creep wave. Looks like he's going to go for the reset anyway at the fountain, so Cox should be able to get a bit of an XP and level gold advantage while he's gone. This mid Earthshaker, I mean, it scares me every time. You know, just that it hits hard. It hits very, very hard.
That it does. And it's got really good itemization, really good talents as the game scales on. Like your usual Ags, your Blink, the Octarine is really the big one. Removes that shortcoming from Echo Slam, increases your uptime of Enchant, where you're basically right-clicking with ×2 damage, ×4 damage, sorry. And it starts to get really oppressive. Geek Fam already off to a good start, 2-4. Force and Cox really coming out of their lanes, running strong. Allnet, the one that's kind of slowing down. It is your Slark. As long as he gets this Diffusal Echo Saber timing, you're still fairly happy with that hero. But it does feel like you're getting enough from your Dawnbreaker and your Earthshaker to really make a difference here.
Bottom lane, KNP again being targeted. This time he will have help incoming as Boomboy does join along with Leonak. Force trying for the TP play out, might just make it. Oh no. The rotation's about to nothing. They do at least save KNP, but it just feels terrible.
It does. So much time committed. So much space being made for Geek Fam, understanding all of that commitment down bot. So Cox just gets to free farm even more, not even feeling like he needs to make a rotation anywhere. Just standing mid, harassing out, getting farm. Fearless?
Oh, Cox. Oh, he can't get it. Very nice rolling thunder. Cox trying to get to the high ground, does make it. Fearless, he has a haste room, but will miss the swashbuckle now. The Echo Slam is completely whiffed. Fearless is still going to die, though, because Force is here. Never mind, John. You know, Echo Slam misses, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
What's up with our mid-shakers from the Philippines slamming the ground in that exact spot? That's where Bob whiffed as well. What's up with that spot? What's got these guys worked up about that area of the map? I'm not sure.
earthquakes, Jonathan. They're trying to cause earthquakes in the mid lane or something. I'm not sure. Maybe they think they're playing Ember. You know, like they're just trying to get some remnants out or something.
Perhaps. Still works out. 2-5. And they managed to save the day with a really good usage of the Glimpse back and Solar Guardian and Force. And the issues all still stand for UDV. This is very reminiscent of yesterday's best of one for them, where the laning start is not smooth. And you are getting some room out for KNP to farm. The Sven is going to need a lot of farm in this game. Mask of Madness, Echo Saber disassembly build up, and then some like a BKB is where you start to feel safe. Even the BKB might not be enough for the swap from Narman down the line, so we'll find out what they can get done here. This amount of farm on Force is insane, though. Phase boots up, Soul Ring up, Ring of Health along with a Bracer, top net worth on the board. This Dawnbreaker is impossible to shove out of lane unless you mass commit. So it's basically free lane. They've just abandoned it. And Leonak can't even come into farm. All down to how much damage the Dawnbreaker does now with her Celestial Hammer, being the way it is. And if you look at the position right now of UDV, they're just occupying the jungle, they're trying to stack up. It's so much space for Geek Fam. Like, you're not pressuring this Slark, who early on is very easy to manage. This fish is just free to farm.
It certainly is. Fearless gets another nice rune for himself, this time the regen. Concerning to see how big Force is getting on the Dawnbreaker, my god, like he's already highest net worth on the board. So they are going to try and hunt that Slark you just spoke about, but the thing is you have Solar Guardian to come in whenever. It's really the hard thing about going up against Dawnbreaker, right? Like you try to commit to the enemy carry, and then Solar Guardian gets committed, he doesn't die, and suddenly you've got a Dawnbreaker to deal with.
Yeah, at the least you have the Global Signs ready on Leonak, so you can cancel that off, but it's a massive spell to pop for that gank, and it still doesn't guarantee you to kill necessarily, unless your initiation's on point. So, you're getting just so much out from your Slark. Cox, he's just waiting for his blink, he's been farming up the jungle. They have bled out their top, that is the Exo being committed from BB though. Without a fight leading into it, it doesn't feel as massive. I mean, that tower is set to fall anyway. The side of Geek Fam has kind of abandoned it for jungle farm here. So you're fine. You're not losing here, so that Exo not giving openings to UDV. You're just playing safe, you're waiting for these timings to come in. And this blink timing in Cox is scary. Like, he's not going to whiff a slam, hopefully, with that blink up, but Bob missed the slam as well, so we'll see.
Thank you. We'll have a chat with Cox later about that. We'll send our apologies to the poor man. Oh, it's still doing pretty well up north. Like, they are hanging around the areas on the Slark, but I suppose they can't really get to him. Mind you, you are up against the Sven, so KMP naturally going to be quite ahead of the Slark as the Sven. Going to have the Echo Saber coming right up in just a moment on KNP. And both sides, they seem rather quiet. Like, UDV are hunting the Dire jungle, but finding absolutely nothing for their trouble. BB did take the top tier 1 tower, so might start looking towards the mid tier 1 tower with the Exorcism. But he does need about 40 seconds for that to be off cooldown. So chances are they're just going to sit back and relax for a bit. It's just hard to know who this favors. Like, this slower pace, you know, early on, do you feel like it goes one way or the other?
I'd say it's pretty alright for UDV, considering that you've got the Sven to scale, but I don't think Geek Fam minds. I'd argue it's better for Geek Fam, just because you're allowing the Shaker to hit his level 10 talent spike. 40 base damage with Enchant is no joke. You've got the farm build-up for Force. Does have one item flying out, that is going to be his pipe build-up. Some protection from the output from BB, and they've got that blink and Cox, so they're ready to go.
They do. Boom Boy gonna get spotted. Immediate echo. Global Silence was committed though, so they can't really follow up quite yet. Brambles is avoided. Here comes Fearless though. Cox still trying to take down the Dark Willow. Does eventually get him, but may have to leave Narman to die, or may just not have to because Fearless is running. Knows he can't stick around. Meanwhile, a nice Fisher block onto Leonak, gonna trap him by the staircase, that they do have some help around the corner. KNP, he might love the situation. They were grouped up for a moment, but now with the Static Storm holding them all back, can they at least get Force? Oh, Force, he does kill the Silencer before he dies, but he will go down.
Okay, that's a big kill to feed out to KNP. Nice amount of gold coming out from Force, a good streak to find as well. And the rotation, you did have to sacrifice Fearless earlier on. Well, you had to sacrifice Boomboy, but it pays off. Exo Pop doesn't lead into a big shove onto the mid. That is one thing that falls short here. And that is also the blink reveal of Cox coming out. So you should be ready for that now. They're still lining up, but without Exo, it doesn't feel like you want to take this re-engage. You kind of just want to pull back, keep this farm game going for KNP, get this blink up on your Sven for him to gap close. Same thing goes for Geek Fam though. No slam, so it's a little bit awkward. They've got a lot of stacks to clear out. Might as well get that done here.
A lot of farm to be taken by Force and Cox, of course.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
There's some 1k net worth lead. It's still a very close matchup between these two teams. I think Geek Fam the slight favors right now. Which is surprising somewhat considering how well KMP is farming on this Sven. I thought perhaps that would give UDV somewhat of an advantage, but I suppose the Slark, the Earthshaker, and the Dawnbreaker all very scary heroes at the moment as top lane. Fearless, gonna be able to blink away and avoid any kind of gank coming in yet, but he needs more and more time, and Scam, oh, he doesn't have the glimpse. Won't be able to cancel the TP. So Fearless will still walk away from this.
That is a bit of a mistake. The pounce came out from Ulnet, but the glimpse came true as well. So it dragged Fearless back to the low ground, away from the Slark, breaking that leash as well. And they just missed that kill opportunity. Just a little bit trigger happy with the spell use on Geek Fam, missing out that opportunity, but not going to hurt them too bad. The clump up is out from UDV though. They've got Exo up in about 8 seconds. They could try for that push and fight here on mid.
Fearless, jump in. They've got Force. That's a big target. Force can't really die like this. Oh, he's gone. That's not good.
You're doing very well. I'm very proud of you.
That's not what you want to see.
No. It's a big kill, and that does open up mid. He was kind of scouting around. They did force Global Silence out, so the follow-up fight for Geek Fam should be in their favor. It's just that they weren't even forced to pop the Exo here from BB. Tower just falls very quickly with KNP joining in the push. So a little bit awkward. Good vision coming out from UDV as well. They've got good wards watching in this jungle. No sentries being dropped down here by the side of Geek Fam. That is something that has been really good. Although,
See daisies? Yeah, Cox just takes care of Leonak in the jungle. Not really much the Silencer can do once Cox finds him. Unfortunate. Ag's timing slowly being approached here by the Earthshakers. Top lane, now KNP will be chased down by Ulnet, though he tries to turn around, and here comes Fearless and Leonak. Ulnet maybe getting a little bit too aggressive. We'll have the backup from the Solar Guardian, though, coming in. Terrorize, they're going to fly out, and does connect on the Slark, because now Fearless jumps right in on the Slark, though he's still alive. Ulnet, no! He couldn't survive long enough. They will still lock them down a little bit longer. They might find Fearless for their trouble, but here comes KNP with the stun out. He's got Cox. Cox is down. Not the fight Geek Fam wanted. Nah, but he will at least get away. Looks like Force has made it out as well, but you lost two huge pickoffs, or rather two huge heroes. The Slark and the Shaker go down, and now the Roshan is available for UDV to take.
they've got the damage. We've got the Sven. You've got the Terrorize coming out there as well. Doesn't take too long to melt that through, and for Geek Fam, this is where going for these one-man slams start to bite you here for Cox. They could have had a bigger team fight there if that AoE damage was on hand, but used it on to pick off at the Silencer. And this fight was really fragmented as well. They lose one more and Scam hanging around. And UDV, this is again very reminiscent of their best of one yesterday. Laning phase goes shaky, but the enemies start to give them openings, and they grab these openings in a big way. You've got massive issues to deal with in KNP. You don't have any disarms on the way at all. Halberd's still a pipe dream. No way of stopping that from just getting his damage off. So much pressure on Scam and Cox to get that control in these fights.
Too much pressure right now, that's for sure. UDV, I think they kind of smell the blood in the water. What? What? The Aegis!
Tower is
Cox
under
snatched the Aegis!
Huh? They
What?
left it? What happened? UDV, what are
What?
you doing? What did you guys do?
What do
Why
you
did
mean?
no one pick it up?
Oh, I can't
What's
believe
wrong?
it. I can't. Oh, now KMP's gonna die. KMP's gonna. I bet you he's gonna die, John. Oh, he's gonna
Oh
die.
my
Oh
god,
my god.
why? What did you do?
Oh my god. Oh, they might wipe. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. This is a desperate play. This is an embarrassment play right here. That's what I call it. Cox might go down. We'll lose the Aegis. It didn't belong to him, but he's lost it. BB is gone. Alden chasing, wants something for their trouble. Gonna find Boom Boy. They'll take him down. 3 down for UDB. Make it a 4th if they do find Fearless and they do stun him. Oh my goodness.
What
Oh
the
my
hell?
goodness. I can't believe it. I didn't even. You know what? Immortal Faith is sitting somewhere right now watching this game, screaming at a TV that the Aegis is still in the Roshan pit. I guarantee it.
What the hell was that? UDV? They chased Skem? Is that it? Is that why? Because they chased out catching
Oh
Skem,
my
they forgot the
goodness.
Aegis?
Oh my god.
What happened? What is this?
I didn't even realize. I couldn't believe it.
Me neither. Like, who would expect? Okay, in Southeast Asia, we have a tendency of leaving things in the pit. We leave the cheese a lot, Mike. I think
Oh
we've
my
left the Aegis
goodness.
once. But to do that in a TI qualifier? UDV, get
Oh
it together, guys.
That was the first chance they had as well. They were at a 53% win rate, so they'd finally taken the advantage, and it didn't go up much more because they never picked up the Aegis. They didn't pick it up. So the winner of the game was like, no, that's enough for you. Here's your 3%. Enjoy.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
What?
What can you do?
What have
What
they
can you
done?
do? It happens. I guess it happens.
More people need to buy that voice line mic, you know? The moment Cox picks that up, what can you do? What can you do? Perfect. How about a little rumble in the jungle as well, huh? It's too late to chill for it. TI 11's over. Why am I shilling?
Gaiman says thank you. You can buy it off the marketplace, you know.
That you can. You
Val
can
would
find our
appreciate
sticker
it, I'm
still
sure.
up there. There you
Yeah.
go.
I think yours was worth 10 cents the last time I looked, so very good.
Outstanding value.
I haven't
Outstanding
checked
value.
mine, John. And to be fair, I
I'm
haven't
pretty
checked
sure
mine.
it's the Sam.
I'm still embarrassed.
It's not as embarrassing as that move from UDV. Let's be frank, Mike.
No.
That's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, it certainly is. Anyway,
Ah, man. And Fearless looks so happy in that picture with that jersey on. It's not going to be too happy right now with all of them forgetting.
if they lose this game, it's going to come back to that. That's,
It will.
That's what I'm going to... It may not, but that's what I'm going to say. Because that's... You had an advantage. Like, you were leading the game at that point. Anyway, bottom T1 tower now.
Tower is under attack.
I mean, if UDV wins, you know, it's like, all right, they didn't need the Aegis anyway. If they win,
Dire's bottom tower
you know, if
is
they
under
mentally recover from that flop,
Radiant's top tower.
as the Ags up for Cox. So here we go, the jumping Cox all around the place. That would be, if this drags into 60 minutes, you know, Shaker with a Giant's Ring. A Giant's Ring on Cox would be very interesting.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
I see what you did there. My brain turned off for a second. I'm sorry. I was like, wait. Giants ring on.
This is our favorite. This is the favorite thing we joke about in Southeast Asia.
tried-
Every time you talk about Cox.
I try so hard not to make jokes. I really do. I can't help myself.
Hey,
I must
look.
admit.
The guy had a normal name in Avatar mode, you know?
Yes, he did.
And he went back to Cox. It's his
He did.
choice. He lives with his choice.
I appreciate it. I respect it. I was watching Ares and Wagamama cast last night, I think, or was it Breaky CPK? They were casting Cox, and I just kept thinking of stupid puns I could make, and I was like, no, come on, Mike, you're better than that. You can do better than that, sir. That's low-hanging fruit. Excuse the pun. There's one of them.
Yeah.
Anyway, top lane. Oh, you just realized what I said, John?
just That's why they have this on the morning shift, Mike. So less people see this idiocy that we're unleashing into our viewers here.
No, I don't blame him. That's all right. Keep us in the morning.
UDV.
Smoke on
They're
smoke.
smoked up.
Yeah.
Find
Where are they
something.
headed? There you go. Mid lane. That's where they're headed.
Radiant are scanning.
What is really patient courier usage? Like very, very good micro. Cox was just holding it by the tier 2 until he fully committed to flying it out, knowing that the smoke was there, so didn't want to lose his BKB items. They see the mid commitment, so they're free to send his couriers out. What is Skim's courier doing by the tier 3? I do not know, but he has some wards in there.
Top tower is under attack.
Well, Exodus and Pop mid lane. They're going to go for the tier 2 tower by the looks of it.
Dire structures are falling.
They're just waiting by the wisdom rune, Geek Fam. Just waiting for someone to dip in. Oh,
Bottom. Make a jump in. Narman with the swap out to ensure he is remaining safe. Narman going to try for a TP play out and makes it. Static Storm silenced. Wouldn't allow them to stun.
just TP. That defense through mid tier 2 as well. So it holds on despite the EXO. And yeah, all that time camping by the tier 2 pays off. They just remove that pressure onto the tier 2. They bait out the EXO. Geek Fam has that opening once more. Don't really drop anything outside of Static Storm, but that's not the longest cooldown in the world for Skem. And UDV, I don't know, it looks a little bit lost, Mike. They are clumping together up top here.
Yeah, they are. Here we go. KMP, Terrorize is going to land. They've got at least a nice setup here onto a couple. Force dropping pretty low, going to go down, and now they've lost Narman. They are still fighting this one out. UDV finding 2 targets.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
KNP looking for more. Cox running around, going to be okay for now. Here comes Alnit, coming from the south, but I don't know if you can really defend this tier 2 tower now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
You can, but nah, but at the very least, you already forced out God's Rent. Again, Global Silence down. They could look for the follow-up fight here if they wanted on Geek Fam.
Leonak, chase down. Alnit wants something. Cox gonna move in, does take care of the kill. Now the Dark Willow also getting kind of left behind here, though he does still have teammates around him, but they don't want to help out. So Boom Boy gonna have to accept the fact that he is gonna die, though he does have another Shadow Realm in just a second, but it's not gonna be it. Won't make it out in time.
Oh,
Dire's
look at this,
middle
Mike.
tower is under
What's
next
that?
Roshan coming out shortly.
Uh-oh.
Will we forget the ages again?
I can almost guarantee you UDV won't be forgetting this time.
What if Geek Fam forgets?
Oh, it would be amazing. Please forget.
Okay, I give them a
What's up with Southeast Asia taking Rush and just not taking Aegis? This has happened like 2 times now this year.
Yeah, it was TI12 qualifiers, no problem. We don't need an Aegis. Here we go. Charge out, Cox, he's going to be the big target. The Earthshaker, already caught. Nice Rolling Thunder, a nice swap out though, but KMP trying to rush towards the Earthshaker, but he just keeps escaping. Cox is okay. Narman's the one to go down. That is 1 down. They miss out on the Shaker kill that they really want. Very close, but not quite close enough.
And they commit a lot for that. Rolls down, EXO is the bigger cooldown here for the side of UDV. They'll go into Roshan.
Okay.
So they can pick up Aegis and Cheese this time. If they can.
Oh, they find Fearless. Nice Static Storm. They'll set up. Force. Gonna be there with the follow-up damage. But Fearless is actually a pretty tanky boy right now. Actually gonna turn around with the shield crash and the swashbuckle back on Skem. But there's no help income. So Fearless has been left to die.
Dire's middle tower.
It's like maybe you could have dragged it out a little bit, but not quite. They don't have any spells to really throw out on UDV.
At the very least, Roche, they didn't drop its HP. So they have to work for it this time on Geek Fam. No Aegis Steel's coming out here for Cox. They'll be able to find that. It's not going to be the quickest Roche in the world, but they've got the output. Without EXO again, it's a little bit tough for the side of UDV to make their way in there. Scan is up, but they don't really have a play, unless KNP decides to. decides to really heavily commit, but he is a long way off. So they'll give it this one out. Geek fam, I'm sure they'll remember. They won't forget.
Yeah. Just gonna wait and make sure. There we go. Hold it, ensuring he doesn't forget. There we go. See how fast you click that Aegis, John? No messing around.
What if he denied it? Can you imagine?
You know what? That might have just been one level up, you know? Like, you want to forget it, we'll deny it. How about that? I mean, I've heard of, SCA players not buying BKB, but this is a bit too far, I think, Jonathan, this whole Aegis scenario.
What's happening with these morning games with us, Mike? Yesterday was a funky day as well. It's already shaping up to be one to remember in these TI quals. And this is, the classic Geek Fam. This is classic C now where the game slows down by a huge amount. This is what happened with the Geek Fam series yesterday as well. The question now on my mind is, does this go to 60 minutes, Mike?
I hope so. Why not?
Why?
Why not?
Why do you hope so?
Well, why not? Jump in. KMP. Oh, they got Cox.
Oh.
No, he eats the cheese. He's all right. He'll reset. Hold it. He's the one to move in now onto BB, but BB's okay to 4-star full weight. And that'll be about it. They've popped Exo for this. And Geek Fam, they could just kind of wait for it to wear off.
Yeah.
They're running top, KNP. He's a big boy, but if he gets caught alone, this could be a real problem. UDV looks like they have found somebody else, and that's going to be Leonak to go down. In fact, they've even found BB now, who's popped his BKB, but he got swapped back into the team fight. He'll try to survive with the Spirit Siphons. I don't think he's making it. Certainly not now. Stunned up, taken out. Eventually. And now the tier 2 mid tower. Why the hell not?
I mean, that's a huge win for the side of Geek Fam. They didn't have to pop any of their big ults. They still have the Slam. They still have Static Storm. They still have a Solar Guardian. That was Exo down, Global Silence down, a lot of commitment from UDV. And they don't really find a fight they'd want to. They do split the map. They have the fortify to stall that mid push, but Cox will still get that done with his output on the enchant. Nothing really much stopping him from just clearing out here. So the map is starting to shrink hard for UDV. And again, there's no straightforward solution here. You are still growing bigger and bigger on KNP, as the Silver Edge up, has ways of cleaving right through the Slark Ags, the Slark Shard as well. So the Depth Shroud and the Shadow Dance not going to be too much of a concern from Ulnet. But now Ulnet fixes some of his issues on Slark. Has the Ags, so Double Pounce is ready to go. Should be able to start pinning down these heroes for his team. And I don't know, like as this game goes on, again, it's not a simple game for UDV. Perhaps if you manage to reach the point where you get like a refresh on Leonak on the silencer, double global silence could be one of those turning points. That's still a pipe dream though.
Oh, Echo committed. Fearless gets caught trying to take a wisdom rune by the looks of it or something, because he was around this area, maybe just creep skipping, but forced the BKB. Gets hit by the enchant totem.
Doesn't have a TP.
He does not have a TP. So Fearless, I mean, he's living up to his name at least. Jump in the fountain, Fearless, why not? Have a shower while we're here. Yeah, well, why the hell not? Fearless, glimpse back. We'll go down.
Oh, Fearless. He has been playing like Fearless of old, which is, very fearless.
Yeah.
It is. It is a call back to the old Motivate Trust days as Ulnet.
Yeah, Boom Boy's been caught. Boom Boy's going to go down. Very easy double pounce from Ulnet. And this is where things get very detrimental now, right? Because you have the double pounce on Ulnet. It's kind of like, it's already proven to be a very hard game for KNP. Like, while he hits very hard, it's pretty impossible to lock down the Slark in this game. Just so many ways of saving.
Yeah, it's difficult. Like, even if you manage to pin someone down, just swap damage reduction buys them enough time. 3 seconds at 40% reduction is huge. Once you get your level 25 talent down the line, you're basically not going to be killing anyone. That's still a ways off, granted, but Venge is a very silly hero right now because of these talents. And the hero just does so much. At the least, UDV is preventing any move onto the high ground. They're sitting out this Aegis timing well. Ulnet only has half a minute left, so it's just set to expire. And they still hold on to some map control from UDV. They'll try for a smoke play.
Yeah, they will. through the bottom lane they'll go. They saw Cox around that area, though. Cox is rejoining his team. What are you laughing at, John?
No, I just saw chat. We were like, when you said Cox is okay, everyone kept typing, Cox is okay. Cox, is he okay?
He's all right. He's okay. Cox is fine, Jonathan. Don't you worry. You know, if they want me to start making the puns, I will, Jonathan. I'll make the immature puns if I have to in the Middle East team fights. Don't tempt me. Boom Boy gets caught out by Cox. Cox is destroying Boom Boy here.
That's a pretty big whiff from UDV. Global Sun's down again. Not finding anything. They're trying to shove in while they can. They did pop God's Strength for that as well. But they can't find much.
Here we go again.
This...
Ooh. Fearless. I mean, he's fearless, John, but he's going to be afraid of this guy. Cox takes care of it. That'll be another for him. That's a big kill. The Pangolier going down. Not a very good feeling here for UDV.
Yeah, well, Fearless doesn't fear Cox, but maybe it's about time to reassess that, as he has died. So it's getting worse and worse as we say his name. It's not even conscious. The act is up for Fearless at the very least. Allnet though, feeling confident, just whacking away. Global Sound's down. God's Strength down for a little bit longer. Nothing to be scared of here.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's
Oh,
bottom tower
BB?
is under attack.
BB. Bye-bye, BB. Glimpse right back in a force. We'll get the BKB off, but the chase is on. BB, maybe with the BKB, can get his way out, and does. Very, very nice. But now, I think if you're Geek Fam, you just go after the tier 2, go after the Tormentor. Maybe even consider high ground. But to be fair, you did only waste one BKB, so maybe not. Depends how spicy they're feeling. Global Silence still on cooldown for another 8 seconds or so you don't have that yet. The KMP is starting to move in. Tormentor, not going to be taken yet. Now will be BB actually takes the shots for himself. The Tormentor was stolen by the Radiant. So there's something. Fearless. Gonna make the jump in. Allnet though just taking all the stacks away, but now he's in danger. He's been silenced up, but can they get the damage out? Allnet, no, the Solar Guardian gonna keep him alive. BB now being back in danger though. Will be fine for now, but Force comes back in. Who are they aiming? Scam is down. On to Fearless now. Fearless just getting destroyed by Allnet. Cox. Oh, Cox has found a couple. They'll keep going. Allnet joining in, maybe pouncing a bit too far. But he'll be okay to back his way out.
That was such a funny Tormentor take. I don't think that was intentional in UDV. KNP was just attacking. The cleave cleared out the Tormentor.
Yeah.
It was on such marginal HP.
Luckily for UDV, the Tormentor does not drop a shard, it gives you the shard. So maybe Roshan needs to make that change as well. I'm not sure. Roshan needs to change something for UDV this game.
That it does. High ground under siege, but all that commitment out from UDV, nothing to stop the side of Geek Fam. First set of racks falling down. They could gun for more on mid. Again, there's nothing holding them back. They have Slam, they have Static Storm, they have the swap to save. Just nothing to be scared of.
No, Scam is literally just chasing KMP. Scam is chasing KMP. KMP has a BKB up in 2 seconds. He'll turn around, but this is bait because Cox is here. Cox is here. The big boy.
Oh my God,
the Solar Guardians to come through KMP. He can't deal. Or maybe he can. He'll try to deal with Cox, but they've got him. Forces his way through.
Scam doesn't even die. Like, the Disruptor goes in for that solo play. With the Solar Guardian up, there's just nothing to be scared of. I mean, the fact that this stun goes through BKB is just insane. It just does so much for you in these team fights now. It doesn't feel like a waste as they jump more.
Yeah, Fearless not having the best time right now. 2, 6, and 7 on the ping. Oh no!
What?
Who did that? Leonak forces Fearless back in. Just testing his namesake. BB now forced the BKB and get away. He will make it. Leonak, calm down, sir. It's just a name. Was it Leonak?
Yeah, his Force Staff went on cooldown.
Oh my goodness.
Like, you don't have a Force Staff on Norman. Yeah, you don't have one in Scam. It was Leonak.
You know what it was.
That is
Fearless was meant to pick up that Aegis, so Leonak's just like, oh, you got Aegis, don't worry about it. It's okay, swashbuckle back out after the second life. You'll be fine.
They have nothing left for the high ground. At least Global Silence is still there, but no roll. Exo is ready. No Sven to help you do damage here, though.
Here we go again. Onto the Pangolier. Static Storm not going to quite land, but they do glimpse him back into the Static Storm, so Fearless just cannot survive, and he is down. No buyback. That's a problem.
That it is. They have the Fortify, but that just provides an opening for Geek Fam after the fact. Get some regen going out. A little bit of force feeding out onto Cox. And the mid-rack's not long for the world. At the very least, KNP's back up. BKB at the ready. MKB on hand. Exo ready to go as well.
Oh, Echo Cox! He's taking out Boom Boy, and he's right out.
Has fallen.
See ya. Glimpse back though. Oh, they got. It's going to be BB. The poor Death Prophet. Still alive for now with the Guardian Greaves surviving a little bit longer. Gets the BKB off, but now they're in trouble with KMP. KMP needs some help, and he's stunned up. And look at the stats going back the way of the Sluckers. They've got BB now. Nama with the perfect swaps, and the GG is called. The GG is called. Geek Fam have pulled off game one. And Jonathan, I don't mean to sound rather depressing, but if you are UDV right now, you...